Hello everyone, Silent K here, and welcome to my first devlog, or maybe my second devlog if you want to count the making of Penguin Manju Go VR. But this will be my first devlog for an actual game I'll be making. So, I've been wanting to get back into game dev ever since I started playing VR, because I've had so many ideas for VR games. I've had to put it off for a while for various reasons, but I'm finally cracking down, getting started, and this was going to be like a practice project to get warmed up, but the more I worked on it and the more I played it, it's actually pretty fun. So I'm gonna expand it out to a full game. Right now it doesn't look like much. I haven't put any work at all into the visuals, but mechanically it's pretty much ready to go. We got a ball, we got bricks. You should know this game by now. It's a breakout clone, but it's pretty fun. So we got 10 levels, we got a victory screen, we got a game over screen. Everything is pretty functional. We got level, lives, score, and a score multiplier. And we got paddles for hands. So you hold them like a shield, like this is with my forearm across my chest, like I'm holding a knight's shield or something. And you just deflect the ball with them. Just give it a little tap to start. The ball moves around at a fixed speed, so you don't have to like slam it or anything. You just deflect it back. And for the most part, everything works pretty well mechanically, but there's still a lot of work to do. Like right now there's 10 levels, but it's just like test levels. They're not like a finished product. I'm planning on having a lot of different game modes, different difficulties, and hopefully a random level generator so that, you know, it has infinite replay value instead of just play 10 levels and then you're done with it. But yeah, right now it doesn't look like much because I haven't put any work into the visuals. This is just some stock assets I've had on my computer. So now that everything's working mechanically, the next phase is going to be working on all the visual upgrades. Like there's no textures on anything except for the ground. Everything's all flat and color lifeless, but it will look a lot better in the next video. So actually I've already worked on it beyond this point. This is just the first build that I had saved on my computer. And I'm around build number 3 right now. So I already know it looks a lot better than this. But by the time you guys see this, it'll be even further than build 3. It'll probably be closer to completion because I'm gonna save these videos on my computer and upload them later. Because I'm trying to balance this while also working a 40-hour-a-week job, so that's kind of difficult. Working on this in my spare time, I can't get much progress done. I'm not gonna be making devlogs every single week, otherwise there will be very little progress. But I am working on it slowly and steadily. I'm not going to talk too much about what is going to be in the future videos, because that will be for the future videos. But I could talk a little bit about my history in game dev, because I did say I'm getting back into game dev, and even people that have been watching this channel for a while probably have no clue that's ever been a thing, because the last time I made an actual full game, it was written in BASIC. Ding dong! And it was like before I was even in high school. So that's how long it's been since I made an actual game. So when I was in elementary school, my father bought an Atari home computer, not one of the consoles, but a computer you plugged into your computer, and it booted into a BASIC editor, and it had a book that came with it that taught you like some very rudimentary BASIC programming. Like, I never actually made a game with BASIC because the internet wasn't around back then, and I only had that one little book, and it was not even remotely enough to get into making games and whatnot, but I did make a few simple programs. And then around middle school, we had the internet at home, and I was able to download a QBASIC compiler, and I was able to actually look up information when I needed it, so that was super helpful. And that's when I actually started making full games. In fact, a breakout clone was one of the games I made. And I made probably like a few dozen games back then. I even made a sprite editor so that I could make sprites for my games even easier. So that was like a custom art program I made. Pretty sweet. And in high school, I took a C++ programming class, but around that time I started getting kind of bored of game dev stuff, and I could never really get into C++ all that much. So around that time I kind of completely stopped anything to do with programming. No! Oh yeah, I forgot to show you my cool death wall. Yeah, when the ball goes out of bounds, blam. I also have a little menu here. Sound effects volume. You can turn that up and down. BGM volume. All works, except for we don't have a main menu right now. This just reloads the scene, and reset ball resets the ball. Early on in development, the physics were like super janky and the ball would get stuck all the time, so I needed that button. It probably won't be in the final build because the ball actually works properly now and it doesn't get stuck. So that will probably be replaced at some point. But yeah, around high school I stopped doing game dev entirely. But ever since I got into VR, I've been wanting to get back into it. And I tried a few years ago, around the time that I made the Penguin Manju Go VR stuff. That's when I was practicing VR development with Unity. But I had some stuff going on, so I couldn't really like fully dive into it. And just doing simple stuff like the Penguin Manju Go thing was about the limits of my capabilities at the time. But now I got a lot more time to work on it and I can dive in head first. And I've been picking it up really quickly, like really quickly. So this is just the beginnings. Like I said, I've already got build 2 made and on my computer, so I'll be recording a video of that after this. And I'm almost done build 3, but by the time you guys start watching this, it will be even further along than that. So not sure what else to say at this point. The multiplier is a fun little thing. It's not fully implemented in this build, but you get plus 0.1 every time you hit a brick. Oh, it didn't count up because we restarted the level. This is a good one for the multiplier though. If you can get it like bouncing inside the things. You get plus 0.1 every time it hits a brick. Oh no, it's not implemented in this one. Alright, next build, the multiplier will be implemented. Oh no, it is working. But if it hits your paddle or if you die, then it resets. So the main goal is to get the ball stuck at the top where it's hitting a lot of things without coming back down. And you can rack up some serious points that way. The 1-up system is not implemented in this build, but it is in later builds. So you can get a 1-up based on whatever the point threshold is. It's generally around 1,000, but obviously if I have different difficulties, the easier ones will have a lower threshold, just because you won't be able to get as many points anyway. Alright, well that'll do it for this devlog. Thank you all for watching. Please tune in again next time.